Hello everybody, my name is Anthony, and welcome to Waking the Tiger and Hearts of Iron for the new DLC that comes out on March 8th, I believe. But for this short campaign, we're going to be playing as China. I tried to record this a little bit, but after like 7 minutes, I accidentally, I think, pressed the wrong button and the game crashed. But that might be because I was running mods that aren't updated for the new DLC. So either way, I kind of already know where I'm going to go with this. I've looked through here, and I think I want more factories, so we're going to go with the this tech tree, with this focus tree. We have 2 research slots, and I'm going to use those for research time minus 2%. And for the probably the construction speed first. We don't have too many factories. We only have 18 civilian, and I think we have like 11 military, so I'm going to build a handful of military buildings, factories, and they're all going to be kind of on the interior of China, because there is going to be a war with Japan. 1938, I believe, is when the Marco Polo Bridge incident is going to happen. So we have to kind of prepare for that. Free military factories. We're just going to basically build a lot of rifles, because that's kind of what I need most of right now. The one nice thing actually about the DLC that I've seen so far is that you don't need to just have like capped out at what, 30, 15. So before you need basically have like 5 different rows of infantry equipment all maxed out. But now you can basically go here and you can do it this way, which is quite nice, I think. So you only need 1 slot instead of like 100. Makes us all just a little bit cleaner. Production. We also need to trade because I don't have enough steel. We're going to trade that with the United States. Get our factories going. And for our troops, I'm going to basically put them underneath this man. Because I know the Japanese are going to attack us. I do want to frontline here, assign some divisions. I'm going to get these guys in the interior into another army as well. Assign him to this man. Frontline here. And then both of these guys I'm going to put underneath a field marshal. And I guess this guy. And there we go. Kind of have them all under there. And then I'm going to select these infantry. -1. So we have 24 total. We're going to put him into his own army. And we're going to have them basically garrison the coastline. Just for if the Japanese try to navally invade at some point. And I only want you to guard the coast and naval bases. We're not going to have enough troops to protect everything. But that's fine. If they land like here, they don't have any supplies, so they'll just basically die. But as long as basically the ports are protected, we're probably fine there. And everybody else I'm just going to assign into these battlefronts here. Okay, so you guys go there. And I believe that's basically everybody assigned. I'm going to train a handful of troops, maybe just like 5 divisions, and set them up here in Hebai. So yeah, we're just going to get started. That was much, much faster than I did it the first time. But everybody's going to, get in position. Insufficient resources. Also, we have some new, symbols. We go like the first army. We can have the second army. And the third army. And apparently they're all labeled Army 1, but that's fine. Also, yeah, you guys aren't even protecting this little tiny province here, which is kind of important. And everything else is guarded. It does seem like it. I think at some point these guys, whenever the Japanese actually attack us, these other like warlords are going to eventually join into China. I've never actually played China, but that's, I think, how it goes. At least whenever I've seen the AI play, they eventually annex all these guys, and I'm assuming through event. Yes, apparently, the communist China and Manchukuo, they're not too happy with us. I'm surprised Japan isn't extremely hostile. They're only -40. They have claims on our territory. Do they have claims on our territory? No, that's the, that's Japan having claims on our stuff. Or communist China having claims on our stuff. But I'm assuming we have claims on this territory, and that's why they're not very happy. But we do have 2.7 million manpower with only volunteers on, so that's pretty good. Do we actually get any benefit from having just volunteers? No. As far as I can tell, there's no reason not to just have limited. Because when you get to extensive, then you get a 10% penalty to training. But limited, I think, is just always good. At least as far as I can tell. And I know Japan has a new focus tree. I know Germany has a new focus tree as well. We're not in a faction yet. If anything, I would just like to join the Allies as fast as possible, but I don't know when that'll happen. The British don't even like us. They're democratic. We are currently... Are we just neutral? Yeah, we're not aligned. Well, we probably should go for probably a democratic route. Which we can get with... Apparently we need to get a decision to do that. Okay, fine. Which I think's in here. Yeah, we go down to democracy. It's one of these join... Executive base war support. It probably like... No, that only gives us opinion bonuses. That's not actually like useful. I mean, there actually is new stuff here. Like, there is war support. Represents the willingness of the people to persecute the war for them to finish. Okay. I wonder if this is actually going to affect, like, minor wars. Because I know, like, right now, very start of the game, Ethiopia's at war with Italy. But Italy... The only way for Italy to actually lose this war is for Ethiopia to actually invade Rome. So I wonder if this war support will change so that if Italy, like, loses Eritrea and Somalia, that they will just give up and let Ethiopia white peace or something. I mean, that's how I'd imagine it. That's how I think it should work, but I'm not too sure. So we have 35% stability. Everything's actually worse because we don't have we're a very unstable nation. So it's German military advisors, 9-power treaty. I mean, I guess I'm not against joining the Axis if Germany does the I don't know where it is, because once again, they've changed it. But there used to be... if they defend China, then we're probably going to help them. If they go with Japan, then obviously we're not going to join the Axis. And also, it depends if Japan goes for their, the co-prosperity sphere. You can see, like, they have 100% war support, 95% stability. We're basically the underdogs right now. So we're basically going to need as much help as we possibly can get. We do have a handful of boats. I don't really think... Like, can I, like, patrol or something? Convoy escort, convoy raiding. We just press Z. There we go. Just kind of protect this area. Have a handful of boats. Oh, yes, our Air Force here. I'm going to put you a little bit closer to the front. And I don't know if they both went. Okay. And basically, I want all of you guys here. Close air support, air superiority, and some interception. See if we can just have, like, some control over here. In northern China. For whenever eventually they attack. Of course, I do also want to get my planning bonuses. So, you know, draw some front lines here. If I actually select here, can I, No, okay. So I have to do it individually. And then I guess you push up to this capital city here. So what does he do? Staff office plan, because we have a new thing here, command power. That allows us to do some unique things like force attack, last stand, which will give us like an insane defense bonus. But also will mean that we take more damage as far as I can tell. And also we cannot retreat when doing last stand, which seems pretty bad. Cannot retreat when attacking. 400% planning speed if we do this staff. So is this a different one? No, it's still 400%. But I'm assuming he applies it to every single person underneath him. So instead of spending like 12, so spending 24 in total, or be like 19.2. I don't know. So it's the same. So I really don't know what the field marshal does. What do you do? Non-field marshal. Oh, so he applies. So is it like a double? So we get a 25% attack and a 20, so like a 45% attack for being underneath the field marshal. Maybe? I mean, that does seem like how it's working so far. And he can actually control 5 armies at once. So he might as well also be underneath the field marshal. And we can also, like, tidy up this thing if we just close it. But I think for now, we'll just keep it open. I mean, that's how I'm assuming it's working. Until we actually get into actual combat, I can't look at the numbers. Actually, can we build anything else? Like, do we have tanks? We have some great war tanks. Well, that's not going to really help us out too much, I think. Planes, we're already making basically none because we don't have the oil and stuff. I know that down here has a lot of resources, right? Not resistance, resource. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down here in a Gangxi? Guangxi? I'm gonna butcher every single pronunciation. I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce the Chinese names correctly. Minus 70%. Low inflation. Ineffective bureaucracy. Army corruption. Minus 50% attack for everybody. Well, how am I going to fight the Japanese with a negative 50% attack and negative 50% defense? And also, there's now the decision trees as well. Which I actually haven't looked at, so let's see what's in here. War propaganda. More than 50% world tension, less than 50% war support. Not in defensive war. But what does war support do? I'm assuming because we're exactly at 50%, we can't see modifiers. Because right now it's just 0% for everything. But I'm assuming maybe like, if there's high war support, then it's more likely that, you know, factory output would be higher. And if they have low war support, then it's going to be lower and stuff like that. Maybe less morale. Okay, so Chinese power struggle. Take national leadership. It's not currently leader of China. But I guess we are leader of China. Army reform. Have more than 99 army experience. Right now we have 0. Excavation 3, and we'll be able to add a bunch of, I think that's aluminum? No, or is it like, which, okay, yeah, no, it's aluminum. And we can take one decision right now. We can do promises of peace. At peace, more than 20% war support. Okay, so we get more stability, but people don't want to actually fight anymore. Well, I'm sorry that we can't do that. Anti-fascist raid, anti-democratic raids. Press censorship. No, I think we're fine. We're not going to do the thing for peace. I don't think it's in our best interest. I mean, what armies do we have? Is it just pure infantry? Yes, and a handful of cavalry divisions. Where are these cavalry divisions? Okay, no, you're on the front. I like your little sword. But he looks so tiny compared to the other models. Also, the unit models disappeared? Oh, there they are. Okay, they've come back. But, I mean, pre-war tanks, I don't think there's any reason to even build them. Until we can get to, what's the next level of tank? At least like the 1936 tanks. You know, maybe like the Type 36 or the Type 39 or something. When we get down here, maybe it would be useful to actually build tanks. But until then, probably not. I imagine the Japanese, they probably just have better facility bomb vulnerability. But construction time. Okay, pause the game for a second. War support goes up. Okay, well, nothing too crazy. Like, they don't have like a plus 50% attack bonus, which would completely screw us over. But I think I do want to go down the democratic tree. United Front. Pick a fight. No, I don't think we need to pick a fight with Japan. That doesn't seem... Forced Earth. Or anti-imperialism. Well, I think we need to do this anyway, so we'll kind of get it done now. Making 56 rifles a day. We need right now 3,500. How can we have so few guns? I really feel like we should have a lot more, but you know, whatever. We have like basically all the ports protected, right? Most of the major ports protected by at least a handful of infantry. And that's good. Always some more men, but we're supposed to wait for them to be actually trained up. So are they missing rifles? They're all missing like 150. 150. This guy's missing like 200. So probably like, not 1,000, but maybe like 800 of these 3,000 are taken up by the troops that are being trained right now. I mean, 56 a day. How long will this drought last? It's not really a drought, but you know what I mean. About 2 months. And I mean, honestly, that's not too bad. But as soon as, once these guys actually deploy, then we're going to need like a lot more again. Also, it looks like this city's flooding. That seems like a little bit of an issue, but you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it too much. So you are almost done. So I think I am going to go into what, a year for another 3% discount. But I do think I at least want to get one level of tank. Do I want light tanks or want heavy tank? I mean, heavy tanks are slow. You know, let's go for like a heavy tank focus. Build a handful of really big tanks and try to push the Japanese back that way. Upgrading. We're basically building like, no, we're building 3 planes a month. Because we're not getting any of the resources that we need. But do I need the resources, or do I need the civilian factories more? Construction. Right now we're just spending too much on consumer goods because we have a civilian economy, which is basically bad. When we get to 150 political power, right now we're getting 0.88 a day, so it's not very good. We're going to go straight into partial mobilization. Aluminum. Well, because they're trying to use stuff for this boat. We build 1 boat every 2 years. It's like 2.25 years. That's a very, very slow boat building time. To the point where it's like, I don't know if we really even need the boats. I mean, I'm pretty sure my navy is going to sink almost immediately. Because the Japanese have about 200 ships. I have 7. So I don't know why we need them. Once again, yeah, once you guys are deploying, we need a bunch of rifles again, so... But you guys can basically deploy to this front. We're gonna have, maybe these two also deploy here. What's the supply like? 15 out of 42, actually, we can support way more men here. And then we'll throw more guys in this front. Because I'm imagining you don't have too many men. You have 3 brigades. None of them are even on the border right now. Like, I'm surprised there's not as much Japanese military buildup on the border right now. Because, I mean, what else would they be doing? Doing something for the Zaibatsu.